Hey Kronies, what's up my dudes? How's it going? How's it going, boys? Man, happy Friday. I hope you guys are worked hard this week. You're ready to have the weekend off and spend with your families. Maybe drink some beer, maybe chase some tail, who knows? But it's gonna be all good, I promise you guys. Anyways, we're done coating the basement down here, so I thought I'd go live and just walk around and chit chat and see if anyone had any final questions here. I'll probably come back next week, sand. And then it's up to Christian to paint and all that. But no, it went well. Different, you know, they being commercial, residential, so different from each other, you know, like the resi is way more involved. But it looks good. I'm happy with it. So if you don't mind, please hit that like button for me. I really appreciate that. And yeah, if you're in the chat, let me know where you're watching from and all that good stuff. And if you have any questions. But yeah, basically, where we go? I guess I can start over here. With the laydowns, you got your big butt joints, right? So this is like about, I don't know, what would this be? Maybe 30 inches wide. I used my 2-foot blade at the end for final coat. Nice 3.5-inch flusher for all the inside corners. Done. Bulkheads nicely done with the I think 12-inch or 14-inch will work for that. But yeah, you know, in residential, I guess you're gonna go a little wider on the corners. So hey Bob, what's up my man? Good to see you, dude. How you doing? Because they're laydowns, there's bevels on the bottoms, right? So for the trim, just one coat to fill it so it's nice and straight. And then also for like the wood corners for the trim, right? You're going wider on your corner bead, so there's no like gap, right? It's just nice and flat for the trim. So stuff like you don't really think about in commercial because we use like vinyl baseboard, you know, a lot in commercial. So. But yeah, you know, then you got this is your kitchen area, so you'll have tile in here or whatnot, so you know, you're just going wider on your butt joints, okay? You don't have to tape where there's going to be cabinets and all that, just fill your screws and whatnot, right? And then your bevel joint going wide on that with the 6 or the 14-inch, right? Is normally what I do, but the way he does it is a little different. He goes smaller, but he uses really dry mud. Yeah, no, I do not do a lot of texture. No, I'm not a texture guy, unfortunately, but I am going to be showing you how to remove texture really soon. And refinishing ceilings that do have texture. I will be teaching you guys how to remove it proper and refinish your ceilings so to make them flat. I hate texture. It's disgusting. Like, you know, it's impossible like to repair. Like, you literally got to do the whole ceiling. You can't patch texture, okay? You have to remove the whole ceiling and redo it the whole ceiling when it comes to texture. Paint flat, you can blend it in, okay? Like, you know, you don't need to, if you don't spray and you roll it or whatnot, like, you just got to make sure you're basically using the same technique for painting at the end, right? But yeah, I don't do texture. I can't stand it, to be honest with you. I'm not a fan of it. And then in the bathroom again, so going wide on the butts, but not having the tape where the tile is. That's all going to be tile there. Ceiling will be painted, so that's good. And just to make it stronger and whatnot, you know. But yeah, that's all going to be tile for the surround. What else? Boom, boom, boom. Oh yeah, and then I can kind of show you too in the closets here with the bevels. Okay. Using your strip, like your bevel, like your cutoffs or whatever, makes it look like it's so flat. Like there's hardly any mud here on this side, and it's beautiful. So the bifolds will go in and it'll fit nice. And then this is all casing here. But yeah, now I know why. Like for bifolds, definitely put your bevel on the inside. So when you build out your corner bead, it's flat, right? So it'll fit, right? So. And then, yeah, your closet's like, you know, I maybe a little overkill on the inside of the closet here, but that's okay, right? I like it to look nice. You can see here how wide I'm going. There was like a piece here. We ended the butt joint here, and then there was a strip in there. So yeah, just you get my corner in and floating it out nice and wide. Because yeah, when you're sanding and you're taking off when you're taking mud off, right? You sometimes will see like the hump, but yeah, if you got nice fanned out, it'll be nice at the end, right? So yeah, butt joints suck, man. That's a lot of mud. Excuse me. I didn't go live after my first coat, but basically first coat would have finished. If you can kind of see, about 8 inches in on either side, okay? And then I go 8 inches more. So I would go, I would do about 16 inches on the second coat, and then an 8 and 8. So yeah, it's like 32 inches wide, yeah, these butts. So yeah, that's exactly what I do. I go, 16, but I go over a little bit, so... anyways, yeah, so but let's just say 16, 8 and 8, then at the end it'd be about 32 inches wide, right? So that's what I'm doing there. And then for my inside corners, I'm using my 3-inch flusher for the tape and first coat, and then 3.5 inch for my coating. Okay, so nice and wide corner. I have different like smaller flushers for like say on the inside of door jambs, like the metal doors and all that. But when you're doing like in a house and residential and all the wood jambs are going in, it's nice you have access to it all. It looks really nice, right? But yeah, really wide on the corner bead, the outside corner bead. Touch-up's kind of caught, so there's one part right here. I'm gonna have to cut this out. This is such a pain in the ass when this happens. But this bead didn't have it didn't set proper, so it might not have been like and just fill it. That's normally what I do in that situation. So, but other than that, it looks good. Everything looks nice and wide, buddy. Excuse me. But yeah, and then he's got a Festool a dustless sander, so I'm kind of curious to see how that goes. But apparently it's beautiful, and you could do this whole basement in like an hour, so that's really cool. And then I'm gonna come and I'll finish like sanding the corners and making sure and doing any touch ups and stuff on Monday, and then away we go. Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%. Yes, you bet I can, Bob. So when I'm setting tape, okay. Let me see. When I am setting tape, what color? Yeah, I'm using yellow. Okay. It's like a light taping. Or there's more glue in this yellow. There's a specific name for it. Let's see here. Light joint. Yeah. So the yellow light joint for taping and first coat. And then I go second and third coat with the light finish, okay, the green. So, and there's 2 types of mud that we use here in Canada, and it probably in the States too. There's the Cinco, and then there's the Certainteed. The Certainteed I love it. I think it's a great product. It's much stronger than the Cinco, but the Cinco, the green, it has like a yellow tint to it, so you can see the difference between coats. Like you can see there, that is all yellow, right? That's coated all with yellow, and then I've got my top coats on the butt joints there with the green. But yeah, so taping stage and first coat, use yellow light joint. And then on your second and third coat, use the light finish, the green. So for bathrooms, I use blue. It's all-purpose blue, and I use it for everything. Okay, so all my coats with the blue in bathrooms typically. Okay. We didn't do that here, but that's just like a personal preference thing of mine. I like the all-purpose blue for bathrooms because it's just stronger. So with the moisture and all that, I don't know. I just use blue for some reason. And yeah, for setting corner beads as well, or any trim, you're using yellow as well, and then your top coat with the green. Now, there's another one for like skim coating and like really high-end finishing. It's a red, actually. It's called Classic Finish. I don't know if he's got one here. Yeah, he's got one here. So if you're doing like a higher end place and you're skim coating or whatever, your final coat, you'll do with this Classic Finish is what you'll do. But that's very rarely used. Very rare, just so you know. Mostly you're only ever going to use yellow and green. But then like I said, I always throw in blue for bathrooms. But yeah, man, you'll see at the rec center, I'm using all blue for the bathrooms there. Yeah, yes, exactly. You can notice the difference, right? Yeah, that's right, yeah. So anything with the white, like I even coated this corner with the yellow, then I just until I basically ran out of yellow. Oh, I missed, oh no, that'll be covered with trim. Okay, good. I missed, I will go as far as I can and use up all my yellow, and then say at the end of I'll even just mix the green in with the yellow. It's perfectly fine to mix the muds together as well. That's not going to cause any issues, right? But yeah, I do like the color difference. It's really handy, actually. And then, after it's sanded and painted, and then you do touch-ups, I use a dye. So, there's just like a dye you squirt in the mud, and I use a blue dye. There's a yellow dye, but depending on the color of your primer, you'll use different colors of this dye, just so you can see where your patches are, right? So yeah, or your touch-ups, and that's where you go, and that's only have to sand that. So. A couple of cool things here. This is a Trim Tech blacks, right? And they're not quite Velcro. They just stick some like by pressure basically, but they never slip off. It's a really nice finish, and you can get in close to corners, and it doesn't leave the mark, right? So I always use foam back. This foam back sandpaper. This is a 220 for top coat sanding. I use a 180 grit for my sanding, like my first coat, and then 220 for finish coat. But this type of sander will like kick out and dent the wall sometimes, or if you go to sand the corners with it, it'll leave a mark, like a black streak, and so it's not like great. You can only sand like the edges of the corner. I got this little tool parfait as well for sanding inside the corners. So I basically run it down the corner, right, just to butt out any like, bumps or whatever, and then I pull it out and do the side with it. And I have 220 and 180 with this as well. So boom. And then all of my screws, guys, I spot twice with yellow, if 3 times if I can with yellow, but at least twice with yellow, and then one more with the green. But I always spot these 3 times, because if you gob it on, guys, you're sanding forever. I can't stand sanding, so I just spot it 3 times, okay? So spot your screws 3 times, nice and flat flush, and you never have to sand it off. It's beautiful. Well, you still have to rub it, but like with a sander, but it's like you're not sanding it forever. It's such a pain sanding screws. And then yeah, that's it. So it's tough when you're doing corners, especially with the flushers. So you kind of want to go, like I'll go like the length, like the long ways, okay? And I'll let that dry overnight, and then I'll do the short way and the verticals on the next day. Okay, you can't really do all of them at once with the flusher because it's going to be a mess. But yeah, so I go long ways first day, and then short ways and uprights the second day. So yeah, dudes, even the bulkhead 3 coats, it's just building it out, right? So I start with the 8-inch, and then I move out to my 14-inch for these big bulkheads, right? So and then of course I use my 6-inch for all the returns. Beautiful, right? You can kind of see 8-inch, or even if the 8 inches, like if it's 8 inches or less, you can use your 8-inch too for all your coating. Then down here I'll use my 14, for example. It's big and wide. But yeah, corner bead. So sometimes like this corner bead, I just cut, right? And I made it like this is all corner bead. So, and it's mitered here. And I just basically just cut my corner bead, boop, and then boop, right? Just making it fit, okay? And then if you come up to the stairwell here, same thing here, okay? Using my 6-inch for this, okay? He's gonna put a MDF sheet on here, paint it or whatever, and then it'll hide all this crap here, this plaster. I put some drywall in here. Probably end up sanding and touching up, maybe painting. I'm not sure exactly, but he's replacing the door and the window here. So, and then yeah, I just added a corner in here today. This side will be mostly covered with trim, but there will be a little bit showing, so you want to tape that. And then the bulkhead up there looking good. And same thing here, all this corner, boom, boom, looking good, right? Like this was so much work, so much corner bead. I can't believe how many corners. Like it was so crazy, man. It was nuts. I'm used to doing commercial, and I would like the average commercial job would have been done in half this time, right? And then doing funky stuff like that, like that's for shoes or whatnot. It's a good idea. But man, yeah, it looks nice. It looks really nice. This guy's a real pro. So he's from Poland, and the Europeans are they are really very keen on detail and high quality work. So I love to work with them, right? And so it's been nice working in residential here with him and like learning how he does some things. I'm anxious to work more with him to learn more stuff. We're going to be at the rec center next week. He's building the bleachers for like the seating areas for the basketball courts over there. I have the 26-foot high wall to start over there. And yeah, and then it's just rock and roll. And then we have the 35-unit, 4-story condo unit to start as well. So it's all going to be coming to a head here real soon. And I also want to see how he does this. He's going to build inserts and put them in here for the windows and stuff. So no window returns, which is nice. These windows are like the new style because there's no window well, so this whole window opens. You can see the hinges, and that's for like fire, for escaping fire. So that's pretty cool. That's the first time I've seen those windows, so I thought that was cool. And then yeah, the ceilings, like you can see the ceiling joints are really, really small, but he uses like a really dry mud and coats it like, like that way, so it's gonna be flat, so it's great. Yes, definitely. Yeah, these will be columns as well. He'll build columns out of wood with those for sure. Yes, 100%. Yeah. I don't know what material he's going to use. I would probably use MDF myself, and I would just box them and trim them, right? Like, yeah, trim them and build a box and then put trim, like a molding at the top and the bottom, and make it look like really nice. That's what I would do. So I'll wait to see what he does. But I bet you it'd be something similar to that. But yeah, man. So if you guys remember, I came and helped them frame the bulkheads, right? I framed all the bulkheads and ceilings, and then drywall and then tape. So framing, drywall, and tape. So, but I didn't frame the walls, just the bulkheads in here, right? So I framed all these bulkheads. And yeah, and he's my buddy, so I wanted to help him out, and he's a new buddy of mine, right? So I appreciate the extra time and extra like stuff to learn and experience. So I'm really stoked over this. So, and it's nice height in here too, eh? Like it's actually a pretty nice height. I don't feel like claustrophobic in here, which is nice. So, woo! Hey, what's up, Louise? How's it going, man? Nice to see you guys. Right on, man. Good stuff. Good stuff. And then, yeah, laundry room in here. And yeah, so yeah, this is a nice little unit. This is going to be a nice little apartment for somebody. So, big kitchen. This will be a nice big kitchen, man. So, like, all the fridge, stove, cabinets, everything. It's going to be a nice size. No, these are 6-inch LED lights, so they're just hanging, but they'll pop the lights out and installed them. But yeah, they're just they're not temporary. They're going to be popping. They're going to pop back in after. So yeah, those are the flat LEDs. Nice big 6-inch ones too. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm no, I'm not. I don't know. It's weird. Like you can kind of see, like this is weird, right? But these are like minimum to code with the heights and stuff for the furnace room and that. But I don't have my tape measure on me. I'm so sorry. I would measure, but I don't know. Like, and I don't know. Maybe I'm not so sure. Like I guess you could get them any size you really want, right? But they're pretty normal. That's a 32-inch wide door. These look what? Are these 32s or they look the same almost? They could be 28, but I don't know. Or 30s. Sorry, 30s and 32. But the height, I can't remember, man. Yeah, it's weird because you can see the bulkhead goes right up, but so it's gonna be like minimal trims and stuff like that. But that's just, you can't help it because this is like literally duct in there's a beam down here, ducts in here and stuff. So it's just, yeah, but you gotta get it tight as tight as possible, right? To fit these doors, because you can't be any lower to code, right? This is as low as you can go. I know that, right? And then the bifolds will go, and then there's the bifold myself. So, but yeah, I'll keep you guys posted for sure. I'll absolutely keep you guys posted. So, but yeah, that's basically it for now. Like I said, just sanding and touch-ups, and then paint and whatnot. Touch-ups again after paint. And yeah, away we go, boys. So there's gonna be lots of different work coming up. Like I'm saying, we're gonna be starting I gotta be at the rec center and building that 26-foot high wall next week. And we'll see where the plumbers are at with their in-ground there. And hopefully the concrete goes back in soon so we can get going on the rest of the walls there. And then Efren's got a 35-unit 4-story condo building to start bulkheads and drywall and taping and cabinets and hardwood flooring and trim and doors. All of it we're doing. So it's going to be awesome, guys. So yeah, man, stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe if you want to see that stuff. And if I missed your question and you're on the replay or whatnot, just leave me a comment down below. I've been working straight through, so I haven't really been, I've been trying to keep up the best I can with comments, but I will this weekend catch up. And emails too, if you guys, I don't think, emails I check regularly, but I haven't got any new ones. So if you don't mind, please hit the like button for me, guys. I appreciate you. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys later. Bye for now, dudes. Good to see you guys. Right on, dudes. It's Miller time.